All right, we will talk about a no-hitter in the World Series and whether people care about that anymore or not. We'll get to that. But Patrick, TJ Hockenson is going to be Kirk Cousins' new favorite target going forward.
Yeah,
maybe next to Justin Jefferson. But what do you think?
Yeah, they decided to stop waiting for Irv Smith Jr. Or is it Jr. or the second?
It's Junior, yes.
It's Junior, technically.
Irv Smith Jr., the Byron Buxton of football. And they just decided to stop waiting for him to stay healthy for 25 minutes. So they got a guy in here who's pretty good. And with the other weapons the Vikings have to draw attention to other receivers, he should be very good for them. I would think. He's one of those Iowa farm boys. He should get a haircut, but outside of that, he's fine. I don't like the long hair.
You don't like the locks? I feel like it's very marketable.
Yeah, I think it is, and it's not like something that's going to make me think he's less of a human being. I just don't, I just don't like it. Up the back of the helmet. It's supposed to not be hanging on the back of the helmet.
Because we can't do it, Pat. That's why.
Somebody can grab it, too. You can grab it. It ought to be legal to grab it, right? Don't you think?
You can.
I think it is. You
Yeah,
can't horse collar. You can grab
hair,
though.
Grab hair, yeah.
Tackle via the hair.
Hate to lose the Super Bowl. Well, it was a good move. They gave up a second, right? Second?
Yeah.
Second and a third and got 2 fourths or some damn thing.
I love that discussion, by the way. It's like Alex Boone brought this up on Purple Daily Cup. He's like, why wouldn't you just trade whatever the pick is for the player? Why not just there's a 3rd round pick for TJ Hockenson? And it turns into this, okay, we'll give you Hockenson, you give us a 2nd and a 3rd, and then we'll kick back a couple fourths. And then
that's exactly how it goes. But yeah, he's a weapon. I watching one of their games that they urinated away the other day. I saw him that he made a couple of nice catches, and he's a weapon. And he's got to be so damn happy he can't stand it to get out of that mess, because they know no matter what the situation is, the Lions now know they're going to figure out a way to lose. So it's been just the opposite here. So he should be happy. And I think a few people have made the same point. They have not done well in the middle with their passing. The open area there behind, in front of linebacker, behind the linebackers, and this guy should help in that area. I think it's a good pickup. The secret now for this team becomes staying healthy, I think, because right now they've been really lucky injury wise. So I don't know. You're one broken foot, Justin Jefferson broken foot away from so it's interesting. But I saw something about people talking about, the schedule really gets tough now. Really? Okay. You're going to lose at Buffalo probably. Dallas, they're going to be favored over Dallas. And the notion that New England with that pathetic offense is going to come in here and win is ridiculous. So if they stay healthy, they're going to be 12-5.
Just another person overlooking the Commanders. This trap game that stares at us here.
Kirk gets to go back to Washington, Pat.
Pat just glossed right over it. Just glossed right over the trap game.
To beat the Commanders Sunday, you need more than 17 points. Do you think they can get more than 17 points?
Yes.
They should be able to.
Washington's offense, even if they do have former Viking great Taylor Heineke, who never played for them, by the way. Is it Taylor or Tyler? I can't remember.
Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke. They've been winning, getting 17 points. That's not going to beat the Vikings, for God's sakes. You got to get 28. How are they going to get 28 against anybody? They stink. So, there's 100%. I give you this one, 100% guaranteed win. Washington is pathetic.
You're going 100%.
Wow.
100%. What's the number?
Putting his career reputation on the line right here, folks.
Yes. What's the number? 5? What are they? 4 or 5
What is
points?
the number?
No, 3.5. As of yesterday, they were 3.5 point favorites, which
Drive
is actually
to
close.
St. Croix right now, baby. Get in your car and head to St. Croix.
I'm going Saturday.
If you're worried about inflation, take 20,000 with you, and you'll be in good shape. Yeah.
I want to see you put the Royce estate on this game. That's what I want to see.
What's the maximum? What's the maximum bet over there? Does anybody know?
That's a great question.
I'm going to
What are
Diamond Joe's on Saturday, Pat, and I'll probably play something on there.
That's in Iowa, right?
That's in Iowa, yeah, just across the border.
Boy, I bet that's a high class place.
Oh, yeah.
So Wendy's right by there. It's great, Pat.
I've driven by it. Yeah,
I will say, so
Wendy's right by there.
It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since I've been to Diamond Joe. Played some poker there back in the day, but that was one of the best most underrated, best casino buffets that I've ever had before. Just a gigantic castle of a dessert rack right in the middle too. So
are there bad ones?
Don't sleep on it.
Oh, there's bad ones.
Okay.
Vegas, that's the biggest change in Vegas. They now have food. 30 years ago, it was $2 buffets of the biggest crap you ever ate in your life. So, hey, I have this theory. The tribe at Mystic Lake and Canterbury have not made a deal. The 10 years of supplementing the purses at Canterbury so that they don't go for slot machines, right? They don't try to get slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
I got a hunch the reason they don't have a new contract is the fellows at Mystic Lake are looking for, I haven't heard this, I'm just guessing, they're looking for some kind of a promise that Canterbury doesn't get into the sportsbook business. So
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It is.
We're always late to the party with this stuff.
This next legislation, although it could be the Republicans could own both houses after Tuesday, so maybe they can't get it through the legislature again, because I think the GOP more than the DFLers protect the idea that they're protecting Christianity by not having gambling. So,
I've seen.
Even
a lot of people with cross necklaces sitting at slot machines in Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Or sports books.
And especially the Roman Catholics are just fine with it, So
yes,
we're fine with a lot. It's very odd. Drinking, gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Us Catholics we're pretty good.
There's ways to grab your vices.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So let's make it. Let's bring it above board and.
Yes, yeah. There's no reason not to. It's everywhere. You know what is amazing? It as Vegas protected that almost monopoly along with New Jersey. Of sports gambling and and now that it's running rampant all over the country, it doesn't seem to have affected Vegas's business at all. So we found out people go there to get drunk and hit the hookers and do the whole day. They're there to party. They're not, the gambling is part of it, but the big spenders might come out. But
yes. Yes, the hookers are always
Bye.
top 3 on.
Bye, honey. I'll see you on Monday after I hit the hookers.
Yes, right.
The hookers.
Yes. I still wonder. Somebody should do an economic survey on what the NFL has done for the prostitute business out in Vegas. It's got to be fantastic.
We're here now with Candace.
Yeah,
Candace.
what do you think of the NFL coming to town? It's fantastic. So, second no-hitter in 118 World Series. And I'm one of the people that's seen them both.
Yeah.
It was 1956, St. Gabe's Catholic church, grade school. And there was about they used to give us like 50 minutes for lunch, right? And we lived right on the other side of the lake. You could bike home in 5-6 minutes. And I biked home. So I would have been I was just about to turn 11. And, whatever grade that is. I biked home. Don Larson was about in the 4th inning by then, because the game started in 11 o'clock our time, maybe the 4th inning, and I got back an hour late because I stayed, and my excuse was Don Larson's pitched a perfect game. I couldn't come back. Sorry, or whatever. I don't think it was Marna, because if it would have been Marna, she would have assaulted me in some manner, but and not in a above the head, above the neck, boom.
Yeah, we got you. No, we read you.
Yeah. But and I just looked it up. I was curious how many pitches Larson threw, and he threw 97. And that's how many to pitch 9 innings when they were all hackers. I mean, everybody 3-1 count. I can almost reach it. I'm going to swing at it.
Yeah.
And and Javier threw 97 pitches yesterday and 6. Right? He went 6.
Yep.
He went 6.
He got through 6.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's just the way that I hear people. Well, it doesn't. So you want I don't like combined no hitters. So you want the guy to throw 125 pitches in October.
Yeah, they want to have him available for potential, game 6, 7 bullpen or whatever.
Yeah, plus you can have a guy throw 130 pitches in October, November after these guys. You have the burden they are putting on star pitchers now with all these playoff rounds is unbelievable. I mean, that's one reason if you're good, you got to limit the innings. That's why not having 200 inning pitchers. Who's going to go to if you have any hopes for your team in the playoffs? God Almighty, these guys can't throw. You're adding on what? If you're playing that first round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 starts, 6, 7 starts.
Yeah, and these are high, as they would say, high stress outings and pitches. This isn't May against the Rangers.
Shorten the regular season.
Yeah, I think
if you're going to do this, just shorten it.
The most they're going to do is take off a week. But if you could get them to play 150, go back to 154 instead of 162, it would be a very, very good idea. But I don't know. I mean, the November Classic just doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? They've been so damn lucky. They had one rain out in Philly, but then they have 3 nice days in Philly at this time of year. And if this thing was coming back to Minnesota, let's say that we were Houston, game 6 and 7, it's supposed to be raining Friday and Saturday, right? Right? You come back and get rain.
Last night was like a summer's night, man.
Oh God, it's been gorgeous.
Or windy, but
it's been gorgeous. If it just, we could have been there if it just wasn't that little 4-month snag at the end of the season.
Right, yeah.
That threw them off.
Just a little bad luck. Just a little bad luck.
4 months of bad luck.
We did get, I don't think we've talked with, unless you did it on Unchained this week, Jim Pohlad did his annual sit-down with Charlie Walters.
It must have been so good I missed it.
Okay. So Shooter's always the only one, apparently, that has, Jim Pohlad's phone number. And so last year,
I have his number, but I've never bothered to call.
That's fair. Yes.
That's right.
I would never question your work ethic, but last year it was, they finished last place. It's 2021, and the headline there from Pohlad was the front office is doing an A+ job. Wow. Yes. Okay. All right. So then what's the job Alex Anthopoulos did with the Braves then? If this, but
that's right. Yeah, it would have been a really high mark. Yeah.
So he comes out now, and the topic was Carlos Correa, and I don't have the exact quotes in front of me, but it was basically Jim Pohlad loves that guy, loves Carlos Correa, just absolutely wants him back, love to have him back, but he's gonna want a lot of money, and his agent drives a hard bargain, and so probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's basically what he said.
He's really a good player. By the way, I wanted to mention this. How about the National League East? The Washington, dead after 60 games or something, had the worst record in the baseball. About 40% of the way through the season, they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Atlanta last year was dead to water, and they went and traded for everybody at the break. Won the World Series, and I think Houston's probably going to win now. But Philadelphia was 22-29, fired their manager. Mm-hmm. Bryce Harper didn't play for forever because he had a broken wrist, right? And now there's been some really wonderful, strange things in baseball championships in recent years, and that's too bad a lot of people don't pay any attention. So.
Yeah, it's because of those National League East teams that a huge chunk of Twins fans, whenever the Twins are looking like garbage in June and July, well, no, you just stay the course because the Nationals did it 4 years ago. And
but look at the roster.
Exactly.
And the
Bryce Harper, this Phillies team. Yeah.
The starting rotation. By the way, we could go get Patrick Corbin now. We couldn't get him back 4 years ago, but we can get him now. I think he was 4-19 or something.
That's very Twins-like, right?
Yeah.
That's very Twins-like.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
They finally got him.
I can't. Hey, by the way, training, we had a lot of time. We fired the Twins trainer and we talked about all the injuries. Who's running the Gopher basketball men's team?
Yeah.
Who's training those guys?
Yeah.
Battle's hurt
the
now.
guys that played?
Yes.
They almost got beat by St. Olaf last night.
I know. They couldn't start for Benilde. They have Battles out. Now 2 more. Garcia didn't play last night.
Yep.
One of the Carrington, the best freshman, didn't play last night. They already lost 2 guys for the season.
Yep.
What?
You know what we need? Eric Curry back. Bring Eric Curry back 17th year.
Yeah, don't bet against it. I think he's got a year left. He could.
How does he have a year left?
He's my age. We graduated together, I think, in high school.
I think he said at the end of last year, he said, "I'm not coming back and guarding 6'10" guys as the only guy over 6'6" on his team again.
Yeah.
I'm too damn old." I think they could. They probably are on the phone trying to get him to come back. But
not to be morbid, but my mom has been dead for 5 years, and Eric Curry was still playing when she was still alive.
Oh yes, that's true.
What the hell? How is he still here?
That is true. He's not, but he could be. I don't know. They can't keep anybody healthy.
And they can't. You're right.
Yeah, playing the. If they play the guys that played last night, 0-18 in the Big Ten, 0-18 or 0-20. They played 20 now. Excuse me.
But don't they've made a little headway with recruiting at least, haven't they?
Had a nice little recruiting class.
Never healthy.
None of them play. They all get hurt.
Yeah.
You know who would love this team? Rocco. Rocco would love this team. Good idea, Ben. Holding everybody out.
No, we don't want them out there fighting against the fighting Olies. They were tied at halftime against the fighting Olies, who were probably picked to finish 5th in the MIAC. But this was a tribute to Kaz, Don Kosmosky, who was Gopher assistant way back when. He's most famous for running Clem's basketball camps. You'd go to the Clem Haskins basketball camp, and you'd see Kaz for 8 days, and then you'd see Clem for an hour and a half one day, and that was it. Yeah.
I miss Clem, though. Clem was so much fun.
God, yes. Oh, Clem was.
Why have we
one of my all-time favorites.
Is it? I feel like we need to put our arms back around Clem a little more here. It's been long enough. I think it's 25 years, for God's sakes.
He also almost did nothing wrong for which he got caught.
Yes.
Papers? Seriously?
Yeah.
I always said, Bobby Jackson, how did he get 18 credits in summer school to become eligible? Well, he was sitting in western Nebraska with 2 kids at some junior college, and Clem got him up here and turned him into an NBA player. Is that bad?
Yeah.
He had a good life. He's a coach. Is that bad? He took Bobby.
Thank you.
The fact that they did something to get Bobby Jackson eligible in his senior year, he was one of the 5 best players in the country. Was that bad?
Yeah,
No.
and then made millions of dollars playing in the NBA for 10 years.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I think now he's coaching a G League team or something. But he turned in I don't know if he turned in one of the menstrual cycle papers or not, but
that is one of the most overblown
scandals. Surprise for the St. Paul paper.
And they did, and Dorman did a great job. But the point is, it is one of the most overblown scandals of all time.
In retrospect,
and we ran Clem out like he was running a team of absolute criminals, which isn't even close to being true.
I named him Turkey of the Year, and I still feel bad. I think maybe this year's Turkey of the Year will be rescinding the
absolving Clem
Turkey of the Year.
You should, yes.
Yeah, that might be it, because I don't have any. There's Minnesota sports beyond the Twins falling on their ass and a couple other things, and we haven't really had an embarrassing year, have we? I don't. It's been a pretty.
The Twins are probably the highlight.
Vikings are good. The Timberwolves are not.
Timberwolves blowing a 26-point lead in a pivotal playoff game probably deserves a mention.
And by the way, they might not make the top 10. I watched Portland last night. I'd much rather have Portland than them. Portland's got that Anthony Simons. He's better than anybody that Timberwolves have.
You know what, though, Pat? The Timberwolves can make one very easy move. We talked about this yesterday. The D'Lo thing. That's you could stop playing D'Lo or trade him for. Yes. He's an expiring contract. Teams would love to have the expiring contract, and put Jordan McLaughlin in for 30 minutes and then patchwork the other 18. Yeah, and you'd be a better team tomorrow.
Yeah, but remember all the praise we gave Gerson for getting rid of that damn troublemaker Wiggins and getting D'Lo in here for a mere $30 million or whatever he was making. God almighty.
Yeah, because he was Cat's best friend. It was going to be great.
I don't. Judd told me my guy Tibbs was going to get fired about a week ago, and I said, they're 3-1. Last night they blew a 23-point lead. I got a hunch that my guy. I think it's over for my guy Tibbs with the Knicks.
Yeah, it's about the timing here. About 3 years in or whatever.
Oh yeah, 3 years in. Coach of the year, failure.
Yep.
Now and then they went and got Brunson for him and spent a lot of money. And I think that was in the Garden last night too. So that's not good. But I'm going to watch the World Series tonight. The hell with the rest of America.
All right, let us know what happens tomorrow.
The Wild and Kraken are playing. Pat, what are you talking about? You got to watch the Wild and Kraken.
Oh, is that who we're playing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. Hockey season isn't here yet. I'll get over there before you. December.
Will you? Will you really?
I'll make her in December.
I'll pick you up tonight. I'm going.
I want to see ice on the lakes before I go watch hockey. That's
I like it.
Ice on
all right.
Lake.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. No hitter. No hitter. I watched every pitch. Goodbye.
All right, see you, Pat. By the way, Bobby Jackson is the head coach of the Stockton Kings in the NBA's G League.
Great player. He and Vashon are the two guys that always stood out to me.
Yes. Well, from what? From just like the 90s? Or
Yeah. From that, it was Burton, who was great, Bobby Jackson, who was great, and Vashon was fantastic, I thought.
Yeah. To Pat's point, because of Clem Haskins,
yep,
Bobby Jackson went on to make $37 million playing professional basketball. Changed his life, his family for generations potentially. Now he's a coach.
Yep.
Let's screw the NCAA. Let's put the banner back up from 1997. Let's celebrate Clem Haskins every year. Enough.
But we're upset by something that now is basically just a slap on the wrist at worst.
Agreed. It's ridiculous.
Like that's the thing about it. I get if you are. I mean, the FBI investigated the Kansas Jayhawk basketball program for like 2 years, and yesterday Bill Self was suspended for 4 games.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh.
And Clem Haskins got run out because a tutor was writing papers, which, by the way, I applaud.
Oh. Yep. Anyhow, all right. Let's wrap it with Royce.